Hey, okay, before you do anything, I've got some goodies for you in the link in the descriptions. Yesterday, I was working with my 14-year-old and I drew him a picture, and the picture looked like this. I drew this and this, and then I drew this and this. And I pointed to this. Hey, Trish, I pointed to this and I said, what's this? And he said, it's a needle. And I said, okay, what do you do with a needle? He said, sew. I said, what's this? He said, an angel. And I said, it's not an angel. It's actually, it was on a piece of paper. I said, that's actually a shawl. He goes, okay, it's a shawl. I said, so what is this? He said, sew. I said, what is this? He said, shawl. Sew, shawl, social. And then he rolled his eyes because he was having a hard time enunciating the word social. And so the second he realized what I was doing, he was like, Mom. But the power of pictures. In that split second, that child knew that social was made by combining those two sounds, so and shawl, social. And it was magic. It unlocked his ability to see this word that he was having a hard time pronouncing in his mind. Now, my name is Bekki. I am with A Better Way to Homeschool. I've been homeschooling 25 plus years. I have 5 sons, 14 and up now, but I want you to grab a couple things. Hey, Kate. So I want you to grab a couple things. I'm going to show you how to draw a couple things. If you can draw a dot, then you can draw anything that I'm going to be doing on this board today. So that's good news because I don't know anybody that can't draw a dot. So get your paper and pencil ready. I'm going to show you a couple things. The first thing is a banner. This is called a banner, and it is one of the things that makes doodling extra special is when you can frame in your work and add a decorative banner to it. So a simple banner to do is, now I know that there's some kids watching because, let me click over here. I know that there's some girls watching from the other side of the country. So I'm super excited to have you here. So on your paper and pencil, you are going to draw this shape. Just a rectangle. At the end of the rectangle, you're going to do these. So think of an M, but turn it sideways. So you're going to do an M this way, and then an M that way. That's a simple banner. You can see that I did a banner up here using a rectangle, and I did kind of a curved M. And then I added some details on there. That's a simple kind of a banner. Another type of banner, so one of my favorite types, is a simple scroll, and you're just going to do kind of the bumps that you would draw on the upside, on the bottom side of a cloud. Ready? So you just make a couple bumps, and then you can add like a little loop on the end, so it's kind of like a birthday banner hanging across the wall. Isn't that cool? So that's a simple banner, and you can pump it up a little bit by adding some dangly things to it. I love hearts because they're easy to draw. Some people like stars. You can hang anything from your banner, and you just do that by doing a line, and you connect the shape to the bottom of the line. Doodles. Simple banners that help define the top of your page. Look at that. All I did was add a rectangle with some squigglies down the side, and now this looks like a piece of paper. Isn't that cool? Okay, but now I have 5 sons, and they might look at this and say, Mom, that's kind of girly. They're not afraid to say that, even though it's 2020. They're like archery shooting kind of kids. So sometimes you have to doodle something that's kind of extra fun. So see if you can tell me what this is. So can you draw, you're going to start with a kind of a squished circle. Yes, that's an oval, but it's kind of a circle shape. So right over here, I'm going to draw a circle shape. Then, stepping on some cords, I am going to draw like a little scarf thing. So kind of a rounded rectangle. Then I'm going to, right from the side of the rectangle, I'm going to draw down and kind of a squiggle. And I'm going to connect that on both sides. Nothing challenging, right? Just a circle and a kind of a soft, roundish rectangle. Can you figure out what it is? Nope, my boys love this one. Okay, so ready? So now if I add some eyes, because it's some kind of creature, so some big eyes, a little thing like this, it's a nose, then a mouth. Here's where you're going to get it. Okay, you either know this or you don't know this. I'm going to draw kind of a triangular thing. Ready? So from right about here, I'm going to draw almost like a leaf. Oh, I'm going to make it a little bigger. Don't ever worry about making mistakes when you're doodling. I'm going to make it bigger. Anybody know what this is? Then you make a little line like this, a little line like that. You start adding in a little bit of details. You make a line like this, a line like that. Oh, who knows what this is? Who knows who this is? Little line straight down, little bit of dots. And you have Baby Yoda. Isn't that cute? Okay. Doodling is for all ages. It's for young children that can draw a dot. And you can start to expand that into things. It's for young children that are learning to frame in their work, giving them a defined, closed space, helps them take more control over what they're doing. But isn't that cute? You've got Baby Yoda. Let's see down here, and I made it kind of big. Let's see if you do an oval, and I want you to do a U with a line on top. So it's kind of like this, where you go a U with a line on top. Down here, you're going to make this shape. Oops, can you see? Let me, going to make that shape. Let me go like this. Can you tell what this is going to turn into? These are some of my favorite doodles also. With this oval shape, you're going to know immediately where I'm going. With this oval shape, you just start adding these little ovals around. And you do kind of a squiggle, kind of a S-C curve down there. Not pretty, but that's not just a flower. You want to do an infinity sign. Oh, this is so fun. Look at this. An infinity sign. So kind of a figure 8 that turns around on itself, a figure 8 that turns around on itself. Then you want to take this flower and you want to make it just a little bit more fun. And you just can add some little squiggles. Makes it a little more fun. With this upside down U, you're going to make some bumps on the top. So you're going to go 1, 2, we'll do 3. 3 bumps on the top, a couple bumps on the bottom. Then we'll do a straight stem on that one. And we'll do like traditional leaves on that. So now we have a pot with some flowers in it. These make excellent doodles on the side of the page. So girls, kids, parents, teens, teachers, Doodles don't have to be complicated. They usually start with simple shapes. Most of them start with circles or squares or triangles. So once you learn those basic shapes, you can begin to create some really fun things on there. So we've got ways to teach kids, we've got banners, we've got cool doodles, and we've got things like flowers. The reason that doodling is so powerful for kids and teaching and learning is that it has these elements to it. So let me make sure. So this is one of these diagrams. Doodling is fun. Now, it is fun for everyone, but the challenge with a drawing is not that it's not fun to draw, it's that some people need help learning how to draw the basic shapes and the basic images, and then this thing unlocks, doodling unlocks for them. So doodling itself is fun and is an activity that should be done just to be enjoyed. And it is super, I'm going to put rewarding. Now I put a $sign because to me that represents being rewarding. Not because it's about money, but it's just a symbol that my brain says, ooh, rewarding. Okay, so doodling is shapes and images, but it can also be symbols. Now, when you're learning, doodling unlocks your imagination. Remember when I was working with my son, Stephen, this picture was a puzzle for his brain. When I said, what's this? And he said, needle. And I said, okay, what do you do with a needle? And he said, sew. He goes, sew. Then I said, what's this? And he said, angel. And I said, no. I said, this thing around this person is really a shawl. And I said, so if you put those together, what is that? Social. This unlocked his ability to decode how you pronounce or enunciate this word. So doodling is not only fun, but it's magic in unlocking your ability to learn and remember. So in this, I'm going to draw a lock with the same shape as the flower. So it starts with that same upside down U. And then I'm just going to create this shape up top, which shows a lock opened. And locks have keyholes, so I'm going to draw a keyhole on there. So doodling is fun, it's rewarding, and it unlocks your ability to learn. Now, you're here on A Better Way to Homeschool. We're all about unlocking the love of learning for our children, right? That it's not about worksheets. I could have had my son write the word social in color code 100 times while he said S-O, so, C-I-A-L, shall. So shall. So shall. Hey, Miss Tiffany. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I could have had him write that 100 times, but it was much more effective for him to learn this by decoding this puzzle. He's 14. He works as fast as lightning strikes. Oh my gosh, that child is amazing. But writing the word isn't enough for him to master what he needed to learn in that moment. But solving the problem was fun, and it unlocked his ability to see that. See, doodles are powerful and they're amazing. Now for teaching, what do I have for teaching? Teaching, I'm going to draw a circle, and then I'm going to draw not a circle. That's not a circle. Let's make it an oval instead. Let's make it an oval. And then I'm going to draw 2 lines this way, kind of like, it looks kind of like a volcano. Then I'm going to connect it with like a little arch. Down in the middle, kind of 3/4 of the way, I'm going to do another, like a little oval. Now you can see it's a container holding fluid. Doodles are the secret sauce of teaching. Oh, you don't have to be a master. You don't have to be a master artist. The second you take a pen and you start doodling something that kids don't quite, or people don't quite, or your students or your audience, they don't quite know what it is, and then they see it take shape. Your brain is a purpose-seeking, pattern-detecting organ of your mind. In the old days, there was a magazine called the National Enquirer, and the motto for that was, "Inquiring minds want to know." If you tell your kids how to spell social, that's boring. There's nothing to unlock. There's no mystery to be solved. But if you draw a puzzle that they solve, then not only did they learn the word, but they'll never forget it. When my son thinks of the word social, he sees this picture in his mind. Now, why at 14 does he need to master how to say social? Well, it's the end of the school year. He did a full year survey of ancient civilization. He created a beautiful PowerPoint presentation of the benchmarks of civilization, the major characteristics of civilization, with images and slides. He has this whole presentation ready to stand and deliver. And he can't say the word social properly. So we're fixing that before he stands in front of the family and shares his year-long project so that he is understood. Does that make sense? So doodles and learning, they're fun. They unlock your ability to learn, and they're the secret sauce in teaching. Now, where did this come from? As far as I can remember, I have been a doodler. I have always done these kinds of squiggle things, but until somebody showed me how to draw a flower so that it looked like a flower, I was a little embarrassed about my lack of ability to draw. So I have a couple things more to show you. Doodles and learning is, we're gonna make more in here. So I'm gonna make an arrow. Arrows are really great when you are doing visual learning and you are creating a list of things to do. And so you can do dots, you can do hearts, you can do stars. Can you see right here? You can do stars. Stars are trickier to draw, but you can do stars as bullets. I do lots of arrows. My girls in my Make and Sell Printables class know that I am kind of the queen of arrows because I'm an archer. Do I look like an archer? I'm an archer. I love to shoot my bow at targets. I'm not a hunter, I'm an archer. So bullets. Doodles are fun. Oh, mama, just doodle with your kids. The more you doodle, the better you'll get at doodling. I actually got myself a notebook and I have been practicing. Aren't those trucks cute? I've been practicing different kinds of doodles. I do it when my kids are busy doing other things. Got flowers and vases and all kinds of stuff. Now you are gonna think that I am a master, but I am not. I'm gonna tell you exactly where I learned how to do this. So doodles are just fun. Doodle with your kids, with your students, with your audience, because it's fun. There's not enough fun in life. You have to make things fun. The other thing is that doodles are amazing to do with group activities. It's summer, officially. Oh my gosh, yesterday was our official last day of school. When my kids were little, what we would do in the summertime, and I forgot to grab it, but I would get them each a drawing journal. And every day we would do breakfast at the breakfast table. Then we would take the dishes into the kitchen and everybody would get their drawing journal out. Now, I have had a whiteboard almost my entire homeschool journey. The last 3 months, my kids have commandeered my whiteboard, so you have not seen me use it out here on the internet because I haven't had access to it. I just got my hands on it this morning again. I'm so excited. But after breakfast, I would sit all 5 kids around the table and I had my whiteboard in my dining room. It's not right now, it's in my office, but it was always in my dining room. And on the board, I would walk them through step by step how to draw one thing. And all 5 kids at the time were anywhere between 2 years old and 14. And I have five kids. So the 2-year-old, and it would be just like that. Draw a circle, draw a line straight down. And I would walk them through how to do that image. Then once they had it in black and white, they were told, okay, now you color while mommy teaches you something. Now in our house, that was Bible time. So we would spend a week at a time memorizing a scripture or a poem or something that we were working on as a family, as a unit. But all of the kids were learning to doodle. And by the end of the summer, all of the kids had these beautiful notebooks filled with amazing pictures, and they were an attentive, captive audience at the table. So doodling is not only fun, but it's something that you can do with a very wide variety of kids. Hey, Karen, welcome. Okay, I'm not sure why the link is hard to find, but I'll make sure and go back and tag everybody. And you can watch this from the beginning once I'm done. You can go right back. So doodling is amazing. It's fun. You can do it as a group. You can incorporate doodling as you teach. So I used to be a classroom teacher. I am not a certified teacher, but my first 3 years of teaching, I taught in a co-op school, and my classroom was a class of squirrely 5th graders. Oh my gosh. I still remember them all by name. Actually, one of them may at some time pop on and watch this herself. She's now married with almost 5 kids herself. But in teaching, I found that if I stood at the whiteboard and I was explaining something and I could draw a silly, simple image, the kids were all in. They would just pay attention. It was kind of my introduction into teaching with doodles. And the magic was that the worse my drawings were, the more the kids enjoyed it. It's so funny. We put this pressure on ourselves to be perfect, and we don't need to be perfect. Look at how engaging this is. If you have been watching this from the beginning, you've gone from watching this be a blank board that just said doodles and learning. But if you've been watching, you can now explain this to anybody that's sitting next to you, that this was a story that Bekki told her son so that he could learn how to say the word social. These are some banners that you can put across the top of your page when you're taking notes. Like, here's my notebook page from, we're doing church online. So this last week, I printed, these are the notes that I took while I was listening to the sermon this past week. It has a banner. It has things that are, the subtopics. It has arrows, and because I love arrows, and it has the main points to the sermon. And you can tell that this is something that I have a picture of it in my brain. Now, my kids are the same way. My kids take these kinds of notes as well, because they know that pictures get burned into your brain when the actual words, you might forget them. So banners set your page up so that you know what you're talking about. Little doodles don't have to be hard. They can even be really cool. My boys this morning were all sitting around watching the making of The Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars thing if you are not a Star Wars buff. So this is a baby Yoda, and it is something that the boys will add on all their notes all the time. So there's the 3 trifecta of why doodling is super important to engage in teaching, because it's fun, because it unlocks learning, and it's the secret sauce to teaching. And you can do it with groups. You can do it while you're teaching yourself. But it's also important to teach your children before they graduate, before they leave your house, how to take notes. So the reason that you want to take notes in life, and I'm going to just do a squiggle, and I'm going to draw a pencil or a crayon, depending on whatever comes out, and it is a long rectangle. So the parallel lines from the pencil, and I'm going to connect one side with a straight line and the other side with some V's. I don't know if you can see that. Then I'm going to create a triangle. See the tip? And then I'm going to create another little square and maybe a stripe. And I'm going to connect the pencil to the scribbles. Taking notes visually is an important skill. Like I shared my notes from the Bible sermon that I listened to this last week. But this is the type of note-taking that burns into your brain, into your imagination. And I'm going to stretch because I'm going to grab my my son's iPad, and I want to show you. So I taught my sons, we teach our sons how to take visual notes. And as they get older, the notes then get transformed from this type of visual learning. This can be transferred to digital form. And so look at the type of notes that my 14, I might not be able to see, so I might have to take a screenshot. And you can't see because it's black. Can't see. Oh, you can't see. Almost. Nope. Okay, so he's able to take these visual notes and to take and draw images and infuse them into digital documents that are color coordinated, color coded, images, arrows, bullet points, where you can shrink and move things around in digital form. It is powerful in learning. So it's fun. You can do it as a group. You can use it for teaching your kids, your class, your business partners, doesn't matter who, doesn't matter what age. Everybody loves watching this type of a lesson over watching a PowerPoint because it's interactive and it's interesting and it has that element of unlocking the puzzle as you're going. And the good news is that you don't have to be a masterful artist in order to deliver your message. Isn't that cool? So let me see where I'm at. So unlocking this, because I forgot to draw the puzzle piece. A puzzle piece is basically taking a square and then you can create the inside puzzle piece and you can create a bump. And now you have actual puzzle pieces. Because remember, your brain is a puzzle solving machine. It's amazing. Now, I came on today because I think this is one of the most powerful ways that we can teach our kids. Reading aloud every day unlocks so much language and vocabulary and story and critical thinking. So reading is something that we need to do with our kids every single day, whether they read or whether you read to them. We need to read to our kids, read with our kids every single day. I am a proponent. I believe strongly in the power of the read aloud, that listening to language marinates curiosity and imagination. So reading, visual learning, teaching kids how to map out what it is that they're learning is powerful. Now, you may be like me where You love to doodle. You think this is really, really cool, but you don't have the drawing skills. And although I have always doodled, I watched a gal by the name of Diane Bleck about 2 weeks ago. Her name is Diane. Diane Bleck with the Doodle Institute. She can teach and has taught thousands and thousands of people how to doodle and how to do visual drawing. Okay, this has infected my life so much that when my son texted me last night, I was working with son number 4, helping him get through his last final in college by bumping him if he started to nod off, just helping him stay focused. An older son texted me, "Hey mom, what kind of yogurt do you want?" So I sent him a text. I'm like, okay, I would like horchata or vanilla, depending on what they have. I want my cup to be a little more than half full. I'd like a little bit of peanuts, then yogurt, then a little bit of that peanut butter and fudge, some Reese's peanut butter cups. This has nothing to do with why I need to lose a few pounds. Don't judge me. Then it has yogurt and then an extra layer of that peanut butter. And I sent this to him. And he, of course, then showed it to all the gals in the yogurt shop and they had a good laugh. But he got me exactly what I wanted. I was able to deliver the message in a fun way and to brighten somebody's day. So when I watched this interview with Diane, she talked about how she has done this with professionals at groups where she teaches them how to draw things like people or different kinds of bubbles for thought bubbles, mapping out what they do. These are huge corporations that she works for, teaching them if they can draw a dot, they can doodle in an effective way. And so I am a hard sell. I do not shop. If you know me, you know that I do not spend money. But by the time I finished that, I had purchased 3 of her classes. I only went to go buy 1, but then it had the pop-up thing of the get 2 for 1. So I ended up buying 3. And then I have been studying and doodling and creating my own journal of doodles it's part of my life. So I wanted to let you know that Diane has this academy that teaches you how to doodle. And she teaches you in a way that you can watch it with your kids. They can learn how to doodle, and then you can infuse it into your homeschool and learning and note-taking and teaching and life. And it adds that fun factor, that secret sauce that makes a huge difference. Now, yes, I am an affiliate with Diane. That happened this morning. 3 weeks ago, I met Diane and my mind was blown. It's like, I can do this. I can do this so incredibly well. I know I can do this because it's just circles. I can draw a circle. I can draw a heart. I can draw a rectangle. So I jumped in and I got all her classes. I even signed up. She has this massive class that she's going to do in, I think it's in August. I don't know. But I found out that today that she even has an affiliate program. And yeah, I signed up for that. Not because, well, because look at how awesome her stuff is. So that's just full disclaimer. Yes, I'm an affiliate. However, when you get the downloads in the links, you are going to get the secrets of how doodling can unlock your learning. This is something that you can put in your teaching notebook. Doodling absolutely alleviates stress in your life. Doodling helps you concentrate. So if you are sitting in on a lecture or a church service, watching Bekki's From a Better Way to Homeschool do a live video, doodling helps you concentrate. Doodling can help you learn better because the visual image is much more powerful than just the word. Doodling helps you think in the big picture. And by putting the proper images, your brain just doesn't forget. It's powerful. Doodling is fun and it's relaxing. It's the secret sauce, and it's learning that sticks and stays. Now, in there too, I created a checklist for you of different ways that you can choose to incorporate doodling into teaching. This is free. There's no email sign up or anything. You just grab this and then you can implement doodling into your life as a homeschool mom, and it's super, super fun. So with that said, doodling and learning, it truly is the secret sauce. If you love doodling or you enjoyed watching and following along with doodling, do me a favor and use the magic buttons that Facebook provides to give us a thumbs up. And if you know of anybody else that needs to incorporate this type of learning into their homeschool, into their teaching, please send this their way. All you do is type their name in the comment section and it will then tag them so that they can see it. I would love to see what you and your kids come up with doodles. If you join any of Diane's classes, let me know. I did, oh, do I even remember which one? The 21 days of doodling is where I started. And then I did whichever two popped up after that. They're banners and all kinds of stuff. Diane is also on Instagram. She is also on YouTube, and there's so much that you can learn from her. She's amazing. So this is Bekki with A Better Way to Homeschool. Doodles and learning truly is fun, truly will unlock learning for your kids, and truly is the secret sauce of teaching. Have a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.